going to assume it is. Okay. Are you getting the feed? Oh, I'm sorry. Her stuff is. She's getting a spinning wheel of death. But I just looked on the screen. Yeah, you guys are seeing me. Okay. Today is the day before the 4th of July, which is one of my favorites, okay? But we're not going to talk about the 4th of July, unless you guys want to talk about the 4th of July. But today, the subject that I come up with was, what is your either oldest or most favorite tool that you have, okay? And I'm talking about like a hand-me-down from your dad, grandfather, something you bought. What's the one tool that's been your ride or die, tried and true, never let you down tool? All right. So mine is this ratchety little ratchet right here. This is the first ratchet that I bought for myself. I was 16 years old. I bought this from Walmart. 40 years ago. Okay. And it is a Pro America brand 5150 USA. It's all metal. And let me tell you about this thing. It's been left out in the weather. I've used this repeatedly for 40 years with a cheater bar. Okay. And it's never broke. I broke Proto with a cheater bar, but I never broke this. So, all right, kick it up. Tell me, Christine, what we got? Are you still? Can you read them off the screen on the phone? Oh, by the way, we got a new dual mics. Can you hear her? Say la 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 la.
No.
See, this is the test. This is the emergency test of the Buck Broadcasting System.
No. Let's see. Yes, sir. They can hear you. Hello, Uncle Buck. Hi.
Hi.
And hi.
Hi. But so no, I want to know, what's the one your ride or die, never let you down? What's the one tool? And I can't believe, I think it was $7.99 in 1985. Yeah, 1985, at the local Walmart. And it has never let me down. I mean, it's got its Timex. It took a licking and it kept on ticking, but it's never let me down. And best $7.99 I ever spent. I don't think they make them that way anymore. I really don't. Are you still getting this? Is your phone still not hitting?
Yeah.
Try restarting it. Are you on data or are you on Wi-Fi?
I was on both. Now I'm off. There you are.
Okay, we're back running. She's got her stuff. So, what is your most favorite tool that you have in your box?
Sledgehammer. And Michael Scantlin says sledgehammer.
Yeah. There's been times I've been tempted. There's some times I've been tempted, but no, this is true to my heart. One of my first purchases as a car guy, and it's been with me the whole time. I mean, I think if this one ever breaks on me, we're going to have to play taps and bury it in the backyard just because. Just because it's been with me through all these years and everything, and it's always my go-to. Doesn't matter how big the cheater bar I put on it, it just takes it. Never let me down.
Okay, Crash for Hot Rods. Hard to believe we're only 45 minutes apart and haven't met, LOL.
Hey, I'm good for going out and having a beer. How far, where do you live? I will say this. I've had a couple of guys, I don't know what's going on this week, but I've had a couple of different YouTubers reach out, want to do collaborations with me. And you guys got a YouTube channel, a small one, a big one, or whatever it is. If you guys want to get together and have a beer and talk cars, we can do it. You can come over to the house. We'll cook some meat. We'll do whatever we got to do. You know, I mean, I'm not, you know, I'm in this to help you guys. I mean, I ain't afraid to meet people.
He's in Springdale.
Okay, well, yeah, well, Springdale's about an hour and 15, but I mean, no, yeah,
Depends
but
on how you drive.
yeah, okay, I'm an hour and 15 minutes. She's 45 minutes. Just saying. Because we've been married 32 years, I can get away with saying that. You would not think that on the regular road, just driving around town, that I would be the slow one and she would be the fast one, but it really is that way. But no new news on the shop. We're kind of in a standstill. The concrete guy I chose, he's been saving up for 30 years to take his wife on a European vacation, and they're leaving on the 17th of this month, and won't be back till the 1st of September. So if it rains one more time, there's no way he's getting in the backyard to be able to do dirt work and bring in shale and build the pad and pour concrete. So we're probably dead in the water until September 1st. He said, if it doesn't get it done, if we don't get dry enough within the next 2 weeks, then I'm the first guy on the list for September the 1st when he gets back in town. And then it'll be and I'm gonna document everything. I'll make videos. I got an old phone that I've been charging up. We're gonna do time lapses for like breaking the ground and doing everything and bringing everything in, spreading everything out. It's gonna be really cool, but it's gonna be at least 6-8 weeks before that starts happening.
Building a square body also crazy for hot rods.
Yep,
Says
love them. Full frame, heavy duty, good brakes, good rear ends, solid builder material.
Michael Scantlin says, I got a lead foot just like my mama.
Now, Mike, I knew your mama. It really wasn't your mom that was a lead foot, it was your dad. But your mom was cool. I really liked your mom. I liked your dad too, but I mean, I really liked your mom. She was good people. Are you lagging?
Yeah.
Did you start from the beginning?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. You know, you can push that up on the bottom toolbar and it'll get you to real time. I don't know about y'all, but I got a lot of family and we're going to be spending the rest of the weekend in the pool and drinking cold ones and just visiting. Here, let me see your phone. Oh, it's... Okay, now we're real time. Can you hear Christina good? Because we bought, these are tandem mics. They're 2 mics into 1 receiver. So they're supposed to work for 2 people like having a conversation or interview. Tell me if you can hear. Say la 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 la.
See, Jason says, have you built an old school bug deflector for a spare body? The
old school, like the red tinted plastic with the chrome strip bug deflector. Nope, I haven't. I've been pulling a bunch of them home over the last several years, and I haven't even got one that had one on it, even just broken. I mean, I don't know. There's probably some warehouse somewhere in this country that's got 1,000 of them sitting in there, but I don't know if they'd sell. But I haven't haven't got my sorry, allergies again still. I haven't seen one of those or had my hands on one of those in a couple decades. But okay, if you guys are as old as I am, did they actually work? Did they actually do what they're supposed to do? Did they actually make a buffer where it didn't get on the windshield as you're going down the highway? I was always curious about that. I was curious if they were just there just for show or if they actually worked.
Cozy for Hot Rod says, what kind of beer?
Well, it definitely ain't Bud Light.
Yeah.
I'm a Coors Light or Ultra guy. I used to come home. I used to drive by a liquor store on the way home from my old job, and I was there for a year. I stopped, and they had where you could get a 6-10. You just pick 6 out of the cooler and try them. And I tried all kinds of beers, and I really like that Coors Light or Ultra. That's just what my taste buds like.
Okay. Jason says not really. Just looks cool.
Oh, is that Jason Oxley?
Edwards.
Okay. Jason Oxley, you on here tonight? Usually.
See, Sinister Silverado says Michelob Ultra here. Yep.
Now, if I have to like bull bratwurst or things like that, I'll use cheap beer. But if I'm drinking it myself, it's Coors Light or it's Ultra. Those are my go-tos. When I'm not in the mood for my pimp juice. Babe, what you doing?
Nothing.
Oh.
Have you ever used a transmission pressure gauge to set a 700 R4?
No, I haven't done it, but I've got one that I'm going to actually put in a build. It's fully built. It's ready to go. It's been sitting it's up at Uncle Dave's house. I'm going to have to actually probably invest in that to be able to set the TV cable right. Because we all know them 7R4s, if you don't set that cable right, you can burn one up really freaking quick. And I don't want to do that because it's a really nice built 700R4. So I'm going to have to learn. Never had to do it myself. I mean, I was always a Turbo 400 or 350 guy. Never had, well, I had one. I had a 91 Camaro that had a 700R4 in it. But I never had to work on it. I drove it from like 0 miles to like 60,000, and then I sold it. But I never had to work on one or adjust one. So never had to do that, but I'm going to have to learn.
Silverado says, I use PBR for a beer for chicken.
Yeah, beer can chicken. I grew up in Wisconsin. My first beer was PBR. It's at 6 years old, snuck it out of the, when you're young, you sneak it out of the fridge, but my first beer I ever had was a PBR.
Matt Dale said, should a gas tank vent line along the frame to the vapor canister or be metal, or would it be rubber? Would rubber work?
Both. It's going to be both. It's going to be rubber. If it's passenger side gas tank, it's going to be rubber to a metal line to rubber to the canister. It's going to have a metal line up the frame. They just did that for safety's sake. You can run rubber if you want to, if the metal line's all corroded and stuff, but it goes from the tank with a rubber line to the hard line, down the frame, around the engine, around the front. It's a charcoal canister on the driver's side, then that connects it with some little small piece of rubber.
Let's see. Just swapped a SM465 to a 700 R4 on a 80 C30.
Nice. did you have it built, or was it already built and you just had to put it in? And are you having trouble with getting the adjustment on that TV cable right? But 704s are great transmissions. 200Rs are great transmissions. They have to have some things done to them to make them where they handle the power. But there's companies out there that are making aftermarket parts so you can buy drums and planetary gears and things like that to make them take a lot of power. But I mean, they come out with the 350 tune ports, and they were making 325 horsepower and 400 foot-pounds, and they were handling it all day long for hundreds of thousands of miles factory. So 704 is, for a nice tooling around, cruising at 2100 RPMs on the highway, it's a nice transmission. When you can run 411s and just have a burner, from stoplight to stoplight, and then just get on and cruise. They're great transmissions. Everybody wants to go L480s, L460s, everything. And yeah, they're great. They're great. They are solid, heavy-duty transmissions. I got one in my truck, in my 09. They're great transmissions. But it's not a necessary thing for an older truck. You can find a 700. You can run 300 series gear ratios and still have just as much fun. And now they have the overdrive, the aftermarket overdrive ones you can put on a turbo 400 or 350 and just click a button and you got 60% reduction. But they're pricey. Oh, they are pricey.
It's a rebuild. I did the swap.
Good, nice, cool, awesome. Are you lagging again?
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm sorry, guys. She's getting a spinning wheel of death. So, are we still doing Midnight Blue on the Mustang?
Yes.
She forbade me. She forbid me to primer black it. Now, okay, that comes up with a good question. Okay, my daughter and my son-in-law, they bought a brand new Ford Explorer.
Mm-hmm.
Brand new Ford Explorer. Had it less than a month, and they already got this big nasty door dang from Walmart. Okay, it's $50,000+ truck, and they already got a door dang. All right, and they're pissed about it, and I don't blame them for being pissed about it. But come on, something like this Mustang, if you primered it, and I'm looking at Christina right now, if you primered it and you got a door dang, if we spent the money for a really good paint job and you got a door dang at Walmart, you'd be hot, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I would be hot, but I would still be hot with the primer, and that's why I want the paint. Either way, it's going to be painted.
I'm trying to apply logic to this, but we're dealing with a redhead.
Shut up. I'm trying to decide what to put in my 63 C10. Has a small 465. I have a good 700 R4 and turbo 350 that needs rebuilt.
Honestly, it depends on what if you're gonna have it for just tooling around town, having fun with it, or you're gonna be doing highway miles. That's your deciding factor. Highway miles, you gotta go with 700 R4. With tooling around town, just stoplight, just for fun and just to get out and have a good time in it, I say go with the turbo 350 and a little bit lower gear and just flog the hell of it and just have a good time. But if you're gonna do highway miles, if you're doing it for a daily driver, I go 700 R4. I go overdrive.
Christopher says either way, we'll probably need drive shaft work.
Yeah, you are, because you're changing up what never came from the factory. But that's simple. Around here in Oklahoma area, I can get drive shaft done for like $100. I just give them the dimensions and tell them the kind of U-joints I want, and they can make it up for me for like $100 if I take them to the shaft. If they have to build it themselves, I think it's $180. But and it'll be balanced and it'll be solid, and you'll never have to mess with it for a long time. So yeah, that's one of the things about swapping everything around and making them the way you want them. There's going to be things like that you have to do, which is like drive shaft. You're going to have to like play around with motor mounts a little bit and training mounts, and might have to drill some holes in the frame to move the mounts around a little bit, or weld a tab onto the existing transmission mount to get it to fit the 700R4. There's just always going to be the little things like that, but that's the fun part. It's like a big jigsaw puzzle, and once you get that puzzle together and everything works right, it's bliss. It's so much fun.
Michael Scantlin says the Tesla cars you aren't going to see them on the road in 20 to 30 years.
No, because nobody can afford the batteries for them. Like, technology. Okay, I've got nothing against technology. I mean, we got a 2017 little Chevrolet. I think what's a Cobalt called? It's a 4-door mid-size truck that Kenny's doing a rebuild on the engine right now, the top end. And technology is a great thing. I mean, yeah, it regulates a lot of stuff, but I mean, because it ran itself dry on oil and kept running. Okay, and it kind of ruined some things. I'm not sold on sensors on everything. Now, I will say, if I'm going to build a race truck, it's going to have an air-fuel ratio, and I might have some sensors on there to get some data on and everything, but it will not be fuel injected, sensors for the tires, sensors for the crankshaft, sensors for the drive shaft, sensors for the transmission, sensors for the shocks, sensors for this, sensors for that. I mean, I don't have the ability to like extrapolate all that information, okay. I would just like to, we'll adjust the distributor 2 degrees, see if we go faster, put some jets in the carburetor, see if we go faster, little things like that. Just make, do a little tweak, make them run, do a little tweak, make them run, do a little tweak, make them run. I mean, I watch a lot of content, and they're in the pits at the drag races changing 10 things at one time, which goes against everything I ever learned about the drag strip. Do we have questions?
No.
Okay. Goes against, just raise your hand or throw at me or throw something at me in case we get a question. But I'm as old school as they come, and it's always been, you change one thing, you make a run. You change one thing, you make a run. You change one thing, you make a run. You don't change 10 freaking things and then make a run and wonder what made it go faster or slower or this or that. That ain't the way it goes. Okay.
What should I check on a 68 C10? Drives normal in the streets till I hit the highway, and after 60, 65 has a vibration.
Drive shafts. Did you have the drive shaft redone and balanced? Because normally, it's one of two things with a vibration at speed. It's your front tires and suspension, or it's your drive shaft. One of those two.
Chris says a broken belt in the tire.
Yeah, very much so. I mean, she had the same problem. She come home and she said her car was pulling to the right, and I didn't really believe her. I mean, I was like, no, it can't be. I mean, it's a newer car and everything, and I drove it, and my son drove it, and he's like, oh my God, it's really pulling to the right. We drove it on an 8-hour trip going to Kansas a couple months ago, and I noticed I had to kind of hold it a little bit. You go around the corner going to the right, you didn't let go of the wheel. It was pulling to the right. It was the tires were separating. But it wasn't vibrating, but the tires were separating, so it was actually pulling. But that would be, I don't know how old your tires are, but if it's not vibrating or pulling until you get up to speed, then I would have to go drive shaft. You need to get your drive shaft balanced or serviced. Okay.
How does someone take their vehicle to a drag strip to test it?
On a trailer. I'm lucky enough here in where I live, there's a local track that's 15 minutes away. I mean, when they first opened up, we had tried to get a drag strip in this area for decades. We tried to get the local airport to let us run on their strip. All kinds of, and they said, no, it's insurance issues. We can't let you do it, blah, 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 blah. Well, we had one open up, and I was there first day for the drivers being on first day. But I packed everything in the trunk of my Camaro, and I drove it to the drag strip, unloaded it, checked tire pressure, did everything, left everything in the pits in a big pile, and made runs. And then after that was over, I loaded everything back up in the trunk and drove home for 20 minutes. I mean, it was a lot of fun. Okay, but if you're going to take it to the track to do test hits, you don't never know what's going to happen. Get a trailer, borrow a trailer, get a buddy to come help you, But as I said, at the drag strip, it's one thing at a time. If you change 3 things, you don't know what made it go faster or made it go slower. You change one thing. You make a run, do the timing. Make a run, change it. I hate it. Allergies. I hate allergies. I'm really hating this. But that's old school 101. You don't change a bunch of things because you don't know what worked and what didn't. So you change one thing at a time, and if it works, add a little bit more timing. If you add 2 degrees and it goes faster, you add 2 more degrees and make another run. If it goes faster, add 2 degrees, make another run. It goes faster. If you add another 2 degrees and it goes slower, you back off, and you're getting as much power as you can for that time. And the same thing with carburetors and jets. You make a run, you change jets, you go up a couple sizes, and if it goes faster, go up a couple sizes more. If it goes faster, you do it again. You do that until you stop losing progression, and then you back off to the original. That way, your timing set, your air fuel ratio is set, and then it's tire pressure, it's RPM, holding it for a certain RPM with the brake as you're going, because when you're driving on the street, you don't have a trans brake, you're going off the foot brake, it's just, that's how you make time. If you got slapper bars on it, you adjust those. It's just, you do one thing at a time. That's how you work out all the bugs, and you get everything, and you make as much progress as you can. And once I get Bamalam finished, we're going to do the same thing with Bamalam. We're going to take it out to Salsaw, and we're going to, at Wiley's drag strip, and we're going to do, I'll have to buy a draggy because they don't have a time system yet, but we're going to go one thing at a time. We're going to go timing, then we're going to go carburetor, and then we're going to go tire pressure, RPM range, and we're going to see if we can get it a second and a half out of it just by tuning it.
Hey, Jason says, my 17-year-old son races dirt modifiers. That's the way we do it. It one thing at a time.
Yeah. I mean, that's just common sense. If you change 10 things and things go haywire, you don't know what messed it up or what didn't mess it up. You change one thing at a time, and you just whittle away. You just whittle away at it. The dirt track, there's a lot more variables. Well, because it's not a street car. Okay, there's a lot more variables. There's a lot of shock changing. There's a lot of tire changing. There's a lot when it comes to making circle track runs. I mean, but yeah, it's still the same thing. One thing at a time. If it didn't work, you put it back the way it was. If it worked, you'd go one step farther. And that's how you get fast, and that's how you work out all the bugs and get it working as best as you can. But it takes time. And that goes back to like this day and age, people do not have any patience, at all. The attention span these days is nothing.
Would my OBS Chevy with the mildly built 350 TBI likely be able to handle a small turbo just for something fun to cruise around in?
A small one, yeah, not with a lot of pressure, yeah, absolutely. But the thing about 350s is they don't have the Ballerman to handle, 30 pounds of boost like they do on the drag strip. They just don't. I mean, if you're talking about 5 to 7 pounds of boost and just give it a little, let it spool up and get some power, yeah, it'll absolutely take it. And with the fuel injection, if you get it tuned right, it'll take it, and it'll work the whole system for you. Yeah, turbos are great. I ain't got nothing against power headers. Nitrous turbos, forced induction, I got nothing against any of them. I just know that the platform you use, you could blow something up quick if you're not careful about how much boost you put into it.
Okay. Christopher says, have you figured out the wiring harness for the Mustang?
No. I have a box full of wires. I'm hoping Junior will be able to handle that for me. If not, then we're going to have to do something, because everybody sells them and they're plug and play, but we're not even close to that one yet. I mean, I've just started taking a hammer to some things and trying to straighten some things out, but no. But I got a box full of wires. It's just a matter of getting everything tested. But that's Kenny's specialty. He's so good at it. He's just so good at wiring. He's got all the tools. It's his thing. And I trust him implicitly. He rewired everything on Bamalam on a bench, and everything works. There's nothing that's out of place. So I have got no worries at all about him being able to straighten out the wiring harness on the Mustang.
Here says, nice, awesome. Thanks for the input.
You are very welcome. Hey, if you guys are here, smash that like button. That like button really helps. And if you like to think about supporting the channel, buy a t-shirt, something, it'd be really, really nice. But hitting that like button really is helpful. It really makes YouTube recognize that you guys are all here and we're having a good time. That's the biggie. Is just hit that like button. Your phone is still lagging?
Yes.
Oh, well, okay. But what are you guys going to do for the 4th? I know I got grandbabies and stuff around. We're going to have a good time with them. But got family in. We just got done with dinner. And we're going to spend the weekend with them. But no, we're going to be hitting it hard and heavy the next couple of weeks. Once Kenny's about done with this redo on this truck, and we got all kinds of stuff. We have got a camera, driving camera system for Bamalam, which is a front and a backup camera. And she reached out to me to remind me that this has night vision in it, which is going to be cool. We're going to be putting that in Bamalam. And then I've got this big beautiful thing, Ettenwolf. It's a battery, supposed to be the best on the market. A battery self-running inflator, tire inflator. So we're going to do some testing on that stuff. And I got some more stuff coming on. I got something pretty interesting I'm probably going to talk to you guys about next week. You guys want to show up for that. I've been playing with it, and it's really seems to be really cool. It's a new streaming service that's out there. Well, it's not really new, but it's a streaming service for movies and for television, for everything. What?
You said I'm not going to say anything, but okay.
Who?
You.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to talk about it tonight because we're about a week out, and it's a new streaming service that if you hear the pops and cracks and everything, the neighbors are already popping off stuff early. Here in Oklahoma, we go early. They sell fireworks around here starting about last week. So they're already starting to pop them off tonight. But it's a streaming service, and they have thousands and thousands of movies and thousands of live stream television shows and stuff. And I've been playing with it for a week, and I, like everything else that I do, I don't tell you guys about anything until I've played with it and tested it and make sure it's good. And that's the standard deal. I'm never going to tell you guys to look at anything unless I've tried it and I agree with it and I think it's a good product. I'm never going to sell anything just for money. That's not going to happen. So I'm playing with it. I'm trying it out, but it really is kind of cool. You can do it on your phone. You can do it on your desktop. You can do it on your television. It's a neat little company, and I've talked with the CEO and the zone manager, district manager, and I had a couple hours worth of talk with them on the phone. It's really neat. I mean, I'm impressed, and the more I use it, the more I like it. But I'm still going to try it for another week, and we'll talk about it next week. But I mean, it's a pretty cool streaming service. But no, I got a lot of things in the works. I got a lot of people, a lot of things that are reaching out to me, tool companies, things like that we're going to be testing stuff and seeing if they're actually as good as they say they are. Because, they all say they're great. They all say they're number one. They're the best on the market, blah, 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 blah. And so I tell them, okay, send me some and I'll try it out and I'll use it. And if I think it's good, I'll tell you about it. And if I think it's a piece of crap, I'll tell you about that too. So, but like I said, I won't ever tell you guys to buy something that I won't use myself. That's just the way it is. I mean, it would be terrible of me to try to just hawk things for money, because I've had lots of people reach out to me, offer me lots of money to hawk stuff that I have nothing to do with. I had a watch company offer me thousands of dollars to do a commercial for them. I don't even wear a watch. I don't know nothing about watches. But I told them I wasn't interested because it's just not what I do. Okay, so if it's car related and I test it and I use it, I will be more than happy to tell you guys about it, so to make yourselves life easier. Other than that,
Michael Scanling says they're doing hamburgers and hot dogs on the grill.
You guys going camping? Your sister told me you're going camping Sunday to Sunday or Sunday to Monday out the river.
Okay. And Christopher said adjusting TV cable cleanup 80 dually harness.
Okay, say it again, Chris.
Adjusting TV cable cleanup 80 dually harness.
Dually harness.
That's what I said.
Okay. Well, I'm just thinking about what he's saying.
Sure?
Okay, Christopher, what's your question? Because some of the dualies came out with 704s because emissions, mileage, all that kind of good biz. I don't really agree with like a dually crew cab or single cab or whatever it is, dually, 1 ton having a 704 in it. I think it should have a 400. Because if you're buying a dually to tow, you're really not worrying about mileage. You're worrying about it being a good, solid, strong tool. Yep, they're popping off. I can hear it. I can hear it outside. They're lighting fireworks and sending stuff off in there, burning money up. Wait a minute. Okay.
No, I'm doing those things tomorrow.
Oh, doing those things tomorrow. Okay, that's cool. Let's see. 1776. Hey, next year is 250 years, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, because I remember 76. I was 8 years old. That was a good 4th of July. I remember that one. I remember a lot of that one. That was a big deal. 200-year. But next year is 250. Next year is 250 years for this country. That's pretty freaking cool. That's really cool. I'm hoping to be alive for 300. What are you laughing at? Wouldn't you like to be together for another 50 years? You should see her face.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, you guess?
Yeah.
Yeah, she guesses.
I stuck with you this long. Might as well finish it out.
Yeah, you put the time in.
Might as well finish it out.
32 years of marriage, you put the time in.
Michael says we are leaving the 6th and coming home on the 13th.
You guys are going to have a lot of fun. But we have made plans. Me and Uncle Mike we've made plans. We're not going to PRI this year. We're not going to SEMA this year. We're going to SEMA in 26. We're going to Vegas the second week of November, but SEMA is the first week of November. And my business, my other business, the first of the month is very important. So I can't not be here for the first of the month. So me and Mike sat down and had a talk, and we're going to go to SEMA in 26. November of 26. So we got a year and a half to go on that one deal. We're not going to go to PR this year because did it, been there, loved it. It was great, you know, but we're going to save the money and we're going to do the big trip for SEMA in 26. And I'm going to get a new camera system. I'm going to get one of them 360 ones, one of the little ones that's on the stick. And I'm going to put it on my backpack and have it up. And I'm going to record everything because I missed a really good talk with the guy from Howard's Cams, the owner, Howard of Howard's Cams. We had an hour-long talk, and I didn't video any of it. And I'm not going to do that again. We're gonna when I go to SEMA, it's going to be 4 days of content. I'm going to video everything. I'm going to document everything, and we're going to have a good time. Plus, it's Vegas. You know, I can go wrong in Vegas. You guys are going to have asking some questions because I'm out of pimp juice now. But no, yeah, we're going to be in the pool, cooking food, grilling, the whole nine. You know, like everybody else does. We're red-blooded Americans. We do what everybody else does. What time is it?
8:51.
Oh, we're almost at an hour.
Yep.
Do you guys have any questions? Anything you would like to ask? Talk about? Anything?
He's going to a park in Ozark.
Yeah, up to the lake on Ozark. Yep, is that Michael?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. You guys always have a good time up there. You guys go every year, you know. Well, okay. All right, if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Again, smash that like button. It helps out a bunch. I'll get in here and I'll edit this up and get it out to the regular people. But I appreciate all you guys. Like I said, think about supporting the channel. And Thomas, I will message the company and make sure you get your sticker. You guys let me know if you've had any problems with the t-shirt company. Seems like they're running a little slow these days. They still didn't send me my stuff so I can wear my stuff, you know, online. But if you guys have any troubles with those, you let me know. I'll make some calls or throw some emails out at them. But I appreciate all you guys for showing up tonight. I'm going to call it a night. It's been almost an hour. Any other questions before we sign off for tonight?
Jason Ever says, thinking about starting a channel, especially with the new Square Body project and son's race car. I'd be watching your channel startup videos. Thanks.
If you got any,
they were helpful.
Okay. If you have any questions about, you know, things like that, I mean, when it comes to what I'm finding out about YouTube after 3 years is that sound is most important. These things right here. These things are, what does this cost?
I have no idea.
They're like $14. Okay, a single is like $12. Okay, and they plug right into your phone, and all we're using is phone. This is not special camera stuff or GoPros or anything like that. I'm just using the phone that I carry every day. And I've been doing it for years. Sound is important. I mean, if you guys can't understand what I'm saying, you guys aren't going to stay on and ask questions, and we aren't going to have great conversations. Sound is important. And not really video quality because you can do everything on a phone. It's just doing it, just pulling the trigger and start making content and making videos, and just be consistent. Like I said, I do this every Thursday night, and I make sure I have a video ready every Sunday afternoon. So between Thursday and Sunday, I'm doing two contents a week, and it seems seems like YouTube loves consistency. Okay, so if you pick a day, pick a time, do the same thing every week, and it will pay attention to you. And just have fun. Just be yourself and just talk. All I do is I talk to you guys like I talk to everybody else. I'm talking to the camera, but I know I'm talking to people. And so I'm just like we're sitting having a beer, having a conversation. That's all you got to do. That's the whole trick to YouTube.
Do they make triplets? Because it will be me, my wife, my son doing it. We do most projects together.
Well, see, these are brand new, and we just got them in this week because last week we did the wired ones, and they're in the bag. And I hate wires, and I did it for about 2 years of making content, of making videos, and I hated it because it always got in the way. And having the clip-on wireless ones was a game changer. Now, the only thing I would love to have is have a set of cameras that go right here, something that gets the view from my eyes. Like, they got the Ray-Bans and they got the Meta ones that have the cameras in them, but they only record for 60 seconds. I can't make a whole video about how to redo like if I'm in doing intricate stuff like a steering column. It only lasts for 60 seconds. So until they come up with better technology with them things, I probably won't get them done. They make clip-ons for GoPros and stuff like that, but having a phone on the bill of your hat, which they make them harness for that, but it's you're not your head's not pointed the right way because your eyes move, but your head doesn't. So it doesn't really work. I wish they would come up with a better technology for like a camera that clipped on your bill like this. That would be cool. That would be very helpful, especially when you're building things, you're trying to show how to do things. I don't know if they make a triple. You would have to just Amazon it and see if they actually make a triple. And they make them for...
I think they do.
They make them for Samsungs, and they make them for iPhones. They make for everything, whatever, But I mean, the dual action one I was kind of iffy about, but I tested it out, and apparently they're working good, and we're wireless, so it really helps out a bunch. But sound is your biggest thing. If it doesn't sound good, people ain't gonna watch. Do you think they make a triplet? Did you see a triplet?
I can't get anything pull up on my phone. So.
Oh, okay. She was actually trying to Google it for you on Amazon, but her phone is acting funny tonight.
It's fixing to be paid off. That's why.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, every time we get close to having our phones paid off, it seems like things start messing up. Like it's designed that way.
But according to them, it doesn't.
But according to them, it doesn't. But yeah, I know. Yeah. But every time we get close, just paying our phones off and being clear, all of a sudden things start messing up, and we got to go in and get a new set of phones and go on a payment plan for 3 years. Because my phone is working, but hers isn't. Which, have you had an update lately?
Yes.
You did? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Jason says, "You too? Same here."
Same here. They got this thing figured out. I mean, they do. They have this thing figured. Same thing with batteries. Do you guys tell me? Can you guys get anything more than 2 years in a battery these days for your car? Because I can remember back in the day, I would get a 5-6 year battery. You pay for it, but it would last 5-6 years. But now it seems like everything they got on the shelf is 2 years, and you're back getting a new one. And it's that month, the month that it's done, is the month it goes out. what do they call that? What is it called? It's called programmed life. They do it on purpose because that way they sell more parts. They sell more batteries.
Mm-hmm.
They sell more phones. You know?
It's mine.
9 o'clock?
Yep.
Okay, we're going to call it a night. You guys have a great 4th of July. Be safe. Don't burn too many brain cells. I shouldn't say that, but I will. Eat some burgers. Have some hot dogs. Eat some chips. Have a good time. Hug them grandbabies. You guys, I appreciate every single one of you guys. Like I said, think about anything you like to do. Buy t-shirts. Support the channel any way you can. Hit that like button. Y'all have a good day. Because a good day today could be what? A better day tomorrow. Y'all be good.